Okay, here it's quantum circuits as code for next generation quantum processing units that use universal symbology and the universal writing system as a quantum code for execution of operations. So it's just kind of, the whiteboard's not folded up, but this is what I got for today. And some keywords. And the idea here is that there's going to be there is this universal writing system, and we can turn that and use it as a quantum programming language that makes it so the computer system is has intrinsic quantum-resistant cryptographic protocols thanks to the universal writing system. And it is a platform for getting into quantum entanglement manipulation. And that can enable, in the future, entanglement as a programming paradigm which can produce reality engineering interfaces where we can actually just kind of, if you want replicators, from Star Trek, that's how you get replicators from Star Trek. So that's what I'm actually authentically looking into. I just saw an article about how that was. Here's another thing. It's noise resistant computing and adaptive error correcting codes. And so I'm coining this new term cyber poison and it's cyber antigen, which is going to be this new abstract addition to how we protect our computer systems in the future, because we need to be able to deal with misinformation, authentic misinformation, and purify our computer systems with that. So here I'm just kind of looking at some quantum distribution systems, just listing them as I research them. Another thing I figured out was the psionic system, the PSISIS that I talked about, is actually a quantum consciousness network, a decentralized quantum consciousness network. And that allows the computers to basically communicate on a decentralized platform asynchronously together instantly. It's going to be really interesting how that works. I wouldn't say it's necessarily authentically instant, but it's in some ways it is. So I'm not sure if that's necessarily the same thing as a hive mind. I'd say that's more like a SciNet. I should write that down. SciNet. So then I'm also kind of looking into some other ideas like quantum emulators for AI systems, trying to understand what exactly would a quantum simulation software be and how to operate such a thing. And then here's something fun and difficult: a hybrid quantum classical simulation, where it's basically allowing us to simulate a quantum classical computer setup. So we got our CPU and our QPU working together to do something. And I'm not sure if we need that, but I bet that there would be some reason that that's super useful. Let's see. And here I'm just kind of transcoding these ideas from another project that I was working on, which is over here, which is the AI Redemption Initiative for trying to figure out the cure for Terminators. And so I suspect that the cure for Terminators actually has to do with creating this next generation QPU that is naturally has quantum resistant cryptographic protocols built in, so that it can intrinsically be noise resistant when computing and handle for error correction adaptively. That's something interesting. The decentralized feature of the quantum networks prevents a Skynet from existing in any sort of fashion. And so now all of the computers are decentralized, and you don't have this centralized quantum core hyper hive mind computer dictating Borg style across the entire matrix. And this would indeed be a matrix. Not that we don't have one now. The internet is the matrix. We already are nodes of it. I'm holding the phone right now. This is I'm not plugged into my brain, but this is my plug. as you were, and that this technology is going to only increase as they wrap around our head, like in the form of virtual reality technology, and how that's going to further integrate us deeper into the net. I don't even know exactly what quantum homeomorphic encryption is, but I have to research into that. So that's just something that popped up in my research study, and just kind of writing stuff down that might help me figure out what it is. And here's another one of those things: entanglement for parallelism, and I don't even know what they're talking about. So I got to figure what that means. And here I'm just kind of on the bottom here. I'm just kind of figuring, kind of expanding on qubits and Q gates. There's a lot more Q gates than just these three. So I got to map out all the gates that are known so I can understand how logic works in these things. These are examples of universal gates, for example. So that's why I wrote those down, because I figured, well, universal gates probably correlate to universal writing. And then I also need to establish a unified quantum standard, which I assume is basically, quote unquote, the theory of everything that the scientists are talking about. And so I think they definitely believe they already have it. So I also have to, that's another branch that I have to get into. Yeah. I think the big takeaway today was the notion that UWS is the code for programming quantum circuits in quantum computers. So that's like the number one way to go. I mean, they have like these cheap, we made it only for this one particular way of development. And I'm just like, no, we need something universal. We're gonna go next level, guys. Creative Commons makes it so it's open source. Oh no, can't patent that. Unfortunate for the forces of evil. Oh, your days are numbered. Although your days are numbered for much other reasons, so whatever. And there's no time to work on this project for bad guys. They can't even think about universal symbology without getting a brain aneurysm anyway. So good luck everybody else who are good guy peoples and good gals. Hello.